Hello, welcome back to the James Ramblin' Reviews. This is obviously a bit crazy for me to be uploading this at this time of night, but honestly I saw this movie the other day there, Midnight Sister, Sister Midnight, whatever it's called, right? You know, you'll figure it out when you see the title of the video and stuff like that, but this is really a movie that I just did not expect to be what it was actually set out to be, as we're going to get into why. But just to give a bit of context here, this is a movie that is an Indian film, original language in Hindi. And for me personally, what I was going to expect here was, it's gonna be that spicy mix of action, romance, crazy Indian big stars and everything. Really not the case here, because it's not like very long, not 2.5 hours like a big Bollywood action spectacle or something like that. No. This movie is about an hour and 40 something minutes. Hour and 30, hour and 40 minutes, something like that. So nothing of the sorts. So there's all of that. Right? But honestly, I've actually enjoyed Indian movies, and this is what I was expecting that we're going to see. That is what I was trying to say. So what is this movie actually all about? And this time I'm not going to spoil anything, as this is a recent movie, and I think people should watch this and figure out for themselves what it's all about, because I actually have not seen a lot of people talking about this movie. We've seen other people talking about other things, but you should really pay attention to this one because it's a hidden gem in my opinion. So this movie, what you kind of have here, it is, in my opinion, a slice of life kind of movie, where we're just kind of diving into the deep end of this woman's life and what she's going through, and how she's got this partner and she's trying to figure out what on earth, why is everything kind of not so good for herself and all of that. And I will admit that I missed like the first few minutes or something like that, or just the first little part of this movie, as there was a bit of a rush hour going on in the cinema. Like when I was trying to go to the cinema, the traffic was horrible and everything like that, but it did not affect my enjoyment of this film whatsoever. And I did ask the staff member that, did this movie just start? So she said, yeah, it just started. So I just ran straight into the cinema, went to my seat F10 and went all to town with it. So there's all of that, right? But yeah, so what you kind of have is that slice of life sort of thing going on. You figure that stuff out, right, about her. But it is this kind of, like, I would say it's a bit more of a compilation as well, where it's set where, like, it'll be set in one shot, then it will move on to another shot, but it will fade to black and move on to another shot and then fade to black. And then you'll see the difference in the style of how it's being shot as well, which is quite interesting about the film, is how, you get to see the fact that as one shot opens up with a very, very dark at night little setting, and then it turns into like a, in the daytime and stuff like that. And this movie does dive deeply into like struggles in India and cultural, things like that. So there are a couple of things in here where if you do not understand like Indian culture, definitely you probably get confused by whatever the heck you're watching. But for me personally, since I've watched other Indian movies, I kind of get where some of these things are headed, these ideas about women and Indian culture and everything. So there's all of that. But honestly, the stylization and the cinematography is really good here. The acting performance from the lady, though, she is putting it all, she is giving it her all. But I mean, I will be honest into saying that it's not like an Oscar-worthy performance here. I mean, she does the best that she can. It's simple enough, the job that she's doing, so it's not like the fucking craziest performance of the year or something. But it still is a hidden gem, because this movie is enjoyable, and it's just a quick, situation-based scenario where there's that thing of her actually figuring her life out. So the fact that I missed just a little bit of it didn't matter, because you're jumping into someone's life and you're just trying to learn the characters, learn what they're going through as it goes along. So that's definitely all of that to be considered. And they use different types of music in this movie, which I found it quite interesting how they used all of that. It just is a whole different experience than I was anticipating, and really, 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 I would probably give this movie a solid, let's see, probably between, like, I'd probably say like a 7 out of 10. I was thinking, maybe like a 6 out of 10, but it's not really in that ballpark. It's probably like a 7 out of 10 because it's recommendable, it's enjoyable, and it's also something a bit different. It's not a masterpiece, but it's also something just really, really different. I didn't even expect where it was headed in the final act as well. There's a lot of that going on, and just as a fun fact as well, I don't think I mentioned this in the video, but I actually, checked the time just to see how far the movie was going at the pace it was going. And just as an interesting thing for me to do, and it was like, it's like it went from like 5:30 or whatever to 6 o'clock to 6:30 to 7, and it was 7:15 and the movie ended. It's like, wow, this movie flew by. And then after that, I treat myself to some KFC around the corner on Sauchiehall Street, and I actually enjoyed it. So yeah, that's my review of Midnight Sister Midnight, whatever, you'll find it in the title, stuff like that. So stay tuned for more like this. This is a different tone of video. Just thought I'd throw this up here on my channel because I want to appreciate this movie for what it was worth, and absolutely I did that. So bye 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 bye. I have watched an indie movie that isn't a big Indian spectacle. Yeah.